Hello, how are you? Hope everyone is well. I sent you a video on aggregate functions. So today I'm going to demonstrate how we use aggregate functions practically in MySQL. So you open your SQL, okay, and I have here a database called dim. This database called dim, I am going to my tables. Those are the three tables. I'm going to describe the table called student. This is the table called student, and then if you realize I did add a new column called years in school. I also advise that you add that because with functions you need to deal with numerical data. So if I am to show the data that I have in my table, the table called student, that is the data that I have, okay? This is the data you see, the years in school, and it's a little bigger than the margin of the video, but I'll keep moving it around. Okay, so I'm going to start with the count. There's count, there's average, there's minimum, maximum, standard deviation, variance, and so on and so forth. But to reiterate on what I mentioned in that last video, I said that when you're using these aggregate functions, one key thing that you need to note is one, they do not consider the null values. So in other words, it will not return the particular values that are null. It will not consider the values that are null. Then secondly, another thing that you need that I mentioned in that video, I said that for these particular aggregate functions, count, minimum, and maximum, they can be used for any given data type. However, when you're dealing with numerical data, you only have to use average, sum, standard deviation, variance, etc. etc. So now, starting off, we can say now we're going to start with the count. You can say select count, and then what do we want to count? We want to count a registration number from student, and then we terminate. Now these are the records that we have for registration number. So if we did not have, now these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it has counted the records. You can do that even for example, I said you can use even the minimum. That is the minimum registration number that you have. You can also use the maximum, okay? That is the maximum registration number that you have. But when you're using the other aggregate functions, you cannot use them on registration number because registration number has a string data type. So again, to demonstrate with average, you can say select, and then here we say average. So just put AVG, average. So in this case, we have years in school as a numerical field. So years in school from student. Now this is the average, okay? The average number of years that a student will take in school is 20, of course, using the data that I have described above. That is the maximum, so you can also do the minimum, etc, etc. Even you can do the sum. So that's how we do it there. Okay. Now, after that, but you can also do it on numerous columns. For example, you can say select average in bracket years in school, okay? Then you close bracket. then you put sum in brackets, years in school, close bracket. You can also say minimum in bracket, years. Now in this case, you want all these things to appear in just one table. So you have also the, years, minimum years in school. So you will have all that in the table. So it is permissible for you to put all those things in the table, okay? You can also, for example, if you want to know the given students of a given date of birth whose year in school is greater than 20, okay? For example, you can say select. I'm just showing you the different ways in which you can manipulate the data. So it is not limited. You have to constantly practice for you to get used to that, to this application. Select where years in school, okay, they are greater than 20, and then you terminate. So this returns, because you said select DOB, so it will only return one column. That is what you have specified. But then this DOB is for only those students whose years in school is greater than 20. We can also use a group by clause. Okay, so how do we, a group by helps us to group the same values in such that you have it as one category. So if you look at, let me just bring back the table. If you look at this table under pro code, you see that you have BSSC appearing more than once, BIST appearing more than once, BSCA appearing more than once. So once you say group by pro code, it is going to collapse all those into such that you have it as unique. Sorry, you have it as a unique column. So for example, if we say select reg number, these are the columns that you want to have displayed: last name, first name, pro code. Now, I'm not going, let me first not put pro code because there's something I need to demonstrate to you. Average in brackets, you say years in school, close brackets, years in school, close brackets, and then we say from student, and then we say group by pro code, terminate. We say group by pro code. Now you look at that syntax. We're saying that we want only how many records to be returned? We want only 3 columns to be returned. So you will have regional, first name, last name, average, years in school, from, student, group by that. Now when you run that, okay, when you run that syntax, this is what you're going to get displayed, okay? You're going to have reg number, but you've said you've grouped by pro code. So that takes me back to the video that I sent earlier on. I told you that whatever column that you want to group by, it should appear in the select list, okay? Whatever column you want to group by, it should appear in the select list. So we come back here and we put prog code. Okay. So now here you have your prog code and it has been grouped. So where you had redundancies up, now they have the duplicated values, now they have been collapsed into unique groups of data in your column. And then it will compute for BIST it will compute the average number of years in school. For CSE, it will compute the average number of years. And for software engineering, it will compute the average number of years. So basically, that is what that syntax will do. Okay, that is now for the group by function. Then we have the halving function. In the previous lecture, in the previous video, I told you that the halving function is used to put restrictions on the groups, while the where function is used to put restrictions on the rows. So using this same very syntax, okay, we're going to include the halve, okay, the halve. So in this case, we say group by prop code, okay, group by prop code, and then here we can say having maximum, you open the syntax and then you say having the maximum number of years in school, okay, close brackets. Okay, so now this, what you see here, okay, is this has been selected, sorry, this has been returned. But what we can't see here is, because we did not select the years in school as part of the records that we want returned, okay, so of course here it will look like it will look like the same previous statement. But if we, for example, include here, if we include years in school, okay, so now you are in position to view the years in school. So we say group by prop code having maximum years in school. So the maximum is going to be the halving condition is going to be restricted on the group. So in this case, what we have here, the years in school, so it means that the BEAST group, their maximum year in school is 10. So if you go back in the entire data set, you realize that BEAST, everyone who is under BEAST, you will find that the ones that have the maximum number of years will be 10. If you go to computer science, the maximum number of years will be 23. If you go to software engineering, the maximum number of years will be 15. So the halving is input on the group. It is reflected on the group. You can actually also add, after this, you can also add an order by, okay, an order by, and you say order by, let's say, last name, okay, order by last name, okay, and then you see that the last name will be arranged in alphabetical order. So that is with the group by and the halving. I cannot do as many examples as I may so wish, because when it comes to SQL, it is your personal initiative to try and work with the different syntaxes and clauses. And so I told you to go to W3 Schools. You'll be able to see all these things there. So provided you have the data, please just go and explore all those different syntaxes. So this is the end of this video. I am going to record another one on the like and the in operator. Thank you very much.